What up, everybody? It's your boy Snow.
Lieutenant Dan here.
Hope y'all having a good day. Yeah, unfortunately, forgot to record on Monday. What the hell was we doing on Monday?
Reshooting.
Oh yeah, our newest video that went up. We had to reshoot a segment of it and get that finished editing. So, apologize for the late upload. I haven't talked to Lunar in a while. I don't know if he's still coming around on Mondays or not, but
yeah.
Until further notice, I guess it'll be us.
I guess it'll be okay filming with you only.
Okay. With you only. As if we haven't been doing that this whole time. You enjoy that.
Just because we've been doing it this whole time doesn't mean it's fun.
So I had a couple questions for you.
What's up?
How many surgeries have you had?
On?
Just in general.
In general? At bare minimum, 25.
That's fucking insane.
From the ages of 2 to 16.
And we're talking like full, like they put you out anesthesia, right?
Because what they would have to do is I would go in, and there were several different, like, surgeries that they would do. So there was one that I had the most where they would go in and put this device in, and it had screws that came out of it. So the screws would either come out like my chin right here, behind my ears, or through my mouth.
And you said you still have the one over on this side, right? That you can feel?
That's just like a screw holding bone in there.
Oh.
They took, so they do that, they put the device in, I go home and my mom would have to turn it once or twice a day, every day for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, and it would move my jaw forward a millimeter every time she would turn it. And it was an absolute nightmare because little me did not like my face being stretched multiple times a day. And then after that was done, we would go for a doctor's appointment and they would say, okay, it's where it needs to be, or nope, gotta turn it more. And then after it was where it needed to be, I would go under again. They would take the screws out and leave the device in there for my bone to grow and fill in. And I'm pretty sure I was young. I don't know all the details. But the bone would go in and it would harden. And then they would I would go under again, and then they would take all of it out.
That's fucking crazy.
So I would go
and
to
at the end of it, none of that paid off, right?
Mm-mm. At the very end of it, my jaw looked like it needed to.
Oh.
But then my muscles are so strong that it would just pull everything back.
And they can't give you some kind of like a paralytic in your cheek muscles to relax your jaw so that it's not just always like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something they could have done. Like take out some muscle or something.
What they did for my big surgery, the one that my surgeon went to Japan for.
Yeah. He went over there and hit him with like a quick konnichiwa or what?
He just went and presented my case to it was like a big conference of surgeons.
And if he like failed, they honor killed him or what? They hand him a sword and they're like, here buddy, you know what to do with this. And he's like, yeah, I guess.
But what they did was they put my trach in, and then
I thought Sandra Bullock did that. I thought you were choking at an IHOP and she stabbed you in the throat, shoved a straw in there, and then blood was coming out. Melissa McCarthy showed up. It was like, you did this!
The paramedic was like, you're a leftist person. They did that, realized that took way too long. I think that took like several hours. because my airway is so small that they were scared of like killing me. And so they.
I don't know why. Like,
I'll kill you.
He said, "I'll kill you."
They pulled my jaw out like way further than it even needed to be to stretch my muscles out.
So you're like that one dude from. Did you ever see the Fairy Odd Parents? You know the superhero with the red and his chin's all out? Or you're like Stan Smith from American Dad?
Call me Stan. Lieutenant Stan.
Lieutenant Stan? Which is kind of accurate for how obsessed you are with Taylor Swift. Lieutenant Stan! You're like, dear Taylor, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
This is not helping.
Yeah. Yeah, man, keep trying to tell people. They pulled your chin way out?
Yeah, they pulled my chin way out and left it for 2 weeks to stretch out my muscles. And then they went in and took the bone from my legs and put it in my face. And they did that. They took it from my legs so that there was a live bone in there, like with blood flow. Because before it was just all like, there was no blood flow. And they thought that if it was live bone, it would be stronger and hold up better. And so it was real crazy because for like a week or two, I think, that I was in the hospital right after they put my leg bone into my face. I had these little paddles sticking out behind my ears, and they're little tiny paddles connected to wires. Or maybe it was before. It was both. That way they could hook up this machine and hear the blood flow in my jaw. And one night, I don't really remember it, and my parents say that it was the worst night in the hospital with me because I was supposed to be sedated, but something got fucked up and I wasn't sedated, and I was in a lot of pain and going crazy, like I couldn't sit still, and it was a real rough night. But I kept doing this, and one of the times I did that, I fucked up the wiring, and so while I was awake, my doctor had on like those like magnifying glasses, and he was like going in fucking with the wires to hook it up again. But it was actually really cool hearing them hook up the machine, hearing my blood flow.
It's always something, man.
Every
time that we record, we always got some shenanigans going on outside. Sorry, y'all. Y'all motherfuckers need to get it together. Y'all need Jesus.
Sinners.
You little sinners. That's wild, though. Yeah. I feel like we could have a whole fucking 4 hours based on your surgeries. That shit's insane.
We could. Welcome to tonight's podcast. Tonight it's all going to be about me. Thank you.
I'll stab you with an S-pen.
You can just go ahead and I push myself.
That's part of the perks of working with a little weak-ass bitch.
Frisbee.
To all of our new subscribers, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you guys.
We sit here and joke around a whole bunch. We clown each other. She talks shit to me. I talk shit to her.
It's sort of fun.
Dude, I'm fucking pumped, man. This TikTok stuff has really been blowing up.
I know, bud.
So to you guys who are joining from TikTok, thank you for coming. And all y'all that were here before TikTok, thank you for staying around. I'm blown the fuck away. We literally uploaded a video. We uploaded 3 videos in one night. We've been uploading on TikTok for what, like a week now? A week and a half?
I think it's been like a week and a half.
So one night, like 4 days in or something like that, we uploaded 3 videos in one night. And the last one that we did was just a throwaway. We were just like, oh, we're just going to put this out there, whatever. It got a chuckle out of us, so we were like, people might enjoy it. I went to sleep after I took my oldest daughter to school at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at 1. And in that time, we had 48,000 views.
Yeah.
48,000 views.
When you went to bed, it was at like 16 views.
Yeah. It was at like 32, I think. It was something like that, some arbitrary number. And we woke up to it. We thought it glitched.
I took a screenshot of it and sent it to him and was like, because I wake up a little bit before he does. And I was like, I'm shitting myself. Yep. I think the app is broken.
Yep.
It was insane.
And we've been noticing almost every video we put up, they'll sit, they'll go up to probably like 2,500, 3,000 views, and then just out of nowhere it skyrockets. It goes from that to like 50,000. We got a couple of them at 81,000 or something like that. It's insane. We're like, I'm so happy people enjoy our stuff.
I am too.
You know what I mean? Like, we got in trouble with one of them. People were kind of mad. We had a couple Karens in the comments because before quarantine, we've been recording videos just for us for a while now.
Yeah.
And she had recorded a video that we had, of something that we had done. We went to Walmart before Rona, a lot before Rona.
Like a year before Rona.
Yeah. And we know everybody at the Walmart over by where we live. We know all the managers, all the employees. We're on a first name basis with them because we have no fucking lives. So we were there one night at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was pretty dead. There wasn't that many people there. There was a couple older customers and the employees there. So I was like, yo, I want to hook up to the Bluetooth speakers. So we went back to the electronics, and they tried to preempt this kind of thing from happening by putting a thicker piece of plastic on top of where you push the Bluetooth button. But your boy's a dickhead, so I went and I peeled it up a little bit and I connected my phone to it, and I played the song Deep Throat by Cupcakes. So those of you who know it, know it. Those of you who don't, feel free to search it, but it's pretty ridiculous. So we recorded that, and we were just walking around casual as if we didn't just do that. And the chorus is going, and it's loud as fuck. It was way
so loud.
It was so much louder in person than the video shows.
Yeah.
And the chorus is just like, haunt me, fuck me. And we're like, I'm walking around like, yo, Walmart is lit. And she's over here having a panic attack because this is way before she could keep like a straight face whenever we're doing ridiculous shit. So we've been sitting on that footage for like almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then we'll be telling people about how ridiculous we are, and we'll show it to them while I'm working on them. And just last week we were like, we should upload that,
Yeah, we were looking through all of our, because we have a lot of videos that we filmed just like in our Snapchat memories. So I was just like looking through and I was like, this is a good one.
Yeah, so we posted it, didn't really think much of it. It sat at like 3,000 views. And then the previous video that we had, it got up to, the one that we got all those views in like 8 hours or whatever, that one had 70-something thousand views.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cupcake video, got us to like 81,000. It passed that other one by a lot. In a matter of like...
It was like an hour, because I was up here and it had like 8,000 views, and then I ran to go do something for him, and he was like, check out our views, and I looked, and I was, he said, check out TikTok, and I didn't realize what he meant, and so I was just looking, and I was like, what am I supposed to be looking at? And he was like, the Cupcake videos at 12,000 views, and I was like, no, it's not. It's at 21,000. So in like the 20 minutes that I was gone, it went to 21,000. And then by like 30 minutes later, it was at like 60,000.
Yeah,
or something
it
like
just
that.
blew up. So a lot of, where we got into trouble with it, is a lot of Karens were like, oh, so no mask? Even if nobody's around, you're not going to wear a mask? And we were like, actually, this was before the coronavirus was even spoke about. Nobody even knew about the coronavirus. And then another person was like, oh, well, even if you're not going to wear a mask, what about all the little kids? And we're like, dude, at 3:34 in the morning, like, one, we checked around. We didn't see any kids. I mean, I'm not searching the whole fucking store. But second, like, if you're going to have your kids who are old enough to understand what that song's about at Walmart at 3:30 in the morning, also, it's not like we're killing anybody. I didn't put on a porn. You know what I mean? It may be like a rap about a porn, basically. But, like, explain to your kid, hey, there's some immature dickheads in the store that are doing some immature dickheadish stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much bigger stuff going on in the world that if your privileged life is that ruined by a song, sorry, bud. It was literally like 20 seconds of a song.
Yeah.
You're not going to die.
it wasn't that big of a deal. It's just a little clip of a song.
Yeah, it was literally like 20 seconds of a song. And the employees were like rushing to the back, like, what the fuck is happening here? And we were just like, yo. We gave them that look like,
Tell them how to get your shit together.
yeah. But we just like fucking around like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life's about having fun and making memories. And if you're just fucking living in your little straight and narrow life, and you're just like, oh yeah, I can't eat that because that's spicy. And my milk is too spicy.
This ketchup is too spicy.
Don't say this, and you can't act like that. Then what the fuck is the point?
You know what is spicy though? Avocados.
I hate you. I hate you. But I believe life is about making memories. And if that's how I choose to do it, that's how I choose to do it. I'm not hurting anybody.
Yeah. It's
You know what I
not like we held everyone in Walmart at gunpoint and said,
like,
listen to it.
You're going to appreciate this song. Like, no. And also, we had somebody say that it was like immature of us. Like, yeah, that's kind of our brand of humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pawn myself off as some Jerry Seinfeld or nothing like that. I'm not telling you fucking math jokes. I got dick and fart jokes is my forte. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my strength.
Same here.
I'm very immature, but we make people laugh.
We make people
On
laugh.
that video alone, we got like 30,000 likes on it.
Yeah.
People like it.
At the end of the day, our goal is just to make people laugh.
That's all I want to do. I just want to make people laugh. I want to make people have a little bit of a better day, even if it's doing something childish or absurd. If I can make you smile or even a little bit of a chuckle, I feel happy about that.
Yeah.
Because we're in some pretty dark times right now. So
Yes, we
if
are.
we can laugh a little bit, things will be okay. It makes me happy because people will be commenting and leaving us stuff like, yo, I needed this today.
Mhm.
This really made me laugh. I'm like, good.
Thanks,
good.
God.
Yep. You just made my day.
We made you smile, you made us smile. So, mutually beneficial. I fucked that all the way up.
Just like my Robbie Rife, the other night she said that she was going to make some chili feast steaks instead of Philly cheesesteaks. So now that's all I call them is chili feast steaks.
Chili feast steaks.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. Chili feast steak. Dong thing.
Dong Fang. Like a crackhead. You little crack baby.
Yes.
Dude, we got mad 5-0s that drive by. Hi.
Hello.
So it wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't excuse myself to use the ladies' room. So go ahead and POP, hold it down while I'm in here.
I'm gonna exclusively talk about Taylor Swift. Okay. Sound good? So, how have you guys been? We really like to interact with you guys more in the comments. So let us know how you guys have been. We just got HBO Max. I'm looking for some other movies to watch. So if you guys have any good movie suggestions, that'd be cool. I have a question for him when he gets out, but I'm trying real hard not to forget. So hopefully I won't forget it. I'm so bad. I really am super pumped about all of the support that we've been getting, because this genuinely just started out as like, hey, we should do this, and then I set up the accounts, and the next day we put out our first video, and this amount of support we've been getting from everyone is overwhelming, and it makes us really happy, because we've been talking about this forever. Individually, him and I have been talking about starting a YouTube channel for years now, and now that we've finally done it, it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed the podcast and the skits. The skits are a whole lot of fun to do. And we have ideas, and most of it is just improv. Like, we've been over, hey bud, you're getting a call.
Sorry about that, guys. I know it's a harsh jump. I just got a call, so I needed to answer that. And it might have fucked up the camera angle, so apologize for that. Normally I don't get phone calls whenever I'm recording because most people know, but in this case I didn't.
So.
Apologize.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
A story I'd like to hear.
What's up?
How did you get shot? Tell me a little bit about that, bud.
All right. Well.
Let's ride.
First, you go back like that. Go fast, go fast. So, there is this crazy chick that I've known since I was in the 5th grade. She used to be really good friends with... Oh, this is going to be a whole thing. So, I lived with my aunt and uncle for a brief period of time. And whenever I did, I used to go hang out at Quick Mart. And there was this lady there that would help me stock the cooler. Mm-hmm. Try and keep me out of trouble and shit, because she knew I was getting in a lot of trouble back then. So, through her, I met this chick who's a couple years older than me. So let's say I'm 28 right now. She's probably like 34 right now. So she used to be good friends with her. So the years went on, and by the time I was around like 16, she started to want to like hit me up and shit. And I didn't ever want to like get with her. And one night, it was on my 17th birthday. No, it was just before my 17th birthday. She had hit me. I was like, dude, come by and I'll say happy birthday. You have a birthday shot with you. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, whatever. She was there with her boyfriend, who they've been together the whole time I've known her. And whenever I went over to that house, that's the same, the story I told you guys about previously, where the dude just pulled his balls out of his shorts and was like, hey, what about this? And we were like, the fuck do you have your balls out for? It was at that dude's house. I think I might have even told the story about how I met her there. Whenever I asked to use the restroom and she showed me.
Yes.
And then she immediately walked out and he thought that we boned. So she's the reason I got shot. I'm almost positive of it. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty fucking sure that she's the one that had me shot. So I had gone over there, all that, yada yada. They ended up breaking up that night because he thought that we were trying to put the shoes to each other. And I was like, yo, if you think that little of me, like, that's fucked up, I'm going to do it now. Because that was my 16-year-old brain. 17 at the time. I was, like, turning 17. So we started fucking around off and on. And she got to the point where she was trying to pay me $5,000 to have a kid with her. And I was like, no. If you're willing to pay me $5,000 to have a kid with you, you're the next level of crazy that I don't really want to experience. You know what I mean? So I stopped talking to her and I got with my ex-wife and we had a kid, my first son. And Crazy found out about it and she just stopped talking to me, which I was like, fine, you know, I was doing my own family thing, all that. And some time went on, my first marriage failed. Things went bad there, and Crazy got back in contact with me and was like, hey dude, I've missed you, blah blah blah, you want to hang out? And stupid me, I was just like, oh yeah fam, no problem, I'll come hang out. So I lived at the time in Tucson. If you're familiar with Tucson, I lived on Camino de Oeste in Ajo, which is like out in this deep south side, verging on the middle of nowhere. Like, you gotta turn down there, there's some extra turns you make, and I lived on a dirt road. There really wasn't much back there except a couple of houses. So I let her know that, and she was driving like an Eclipse, so it was lowered and she didn't want to ruin her car driving down the dirt road on the bumps. So she was like, hey, you know, meet me at the pavement and we'll hang out. So I leave my house, I'm walking on the dirt road towards the pavement, and I see a guy approaching me and he's got a mask on. I was like, well, this is weird for two reasons. One, there's no coronavirus. Meanwhile, this was like 2013, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2013. And he had like a bandana on his face. And he was walking. There's nothing on that road for you to be walking to. So as soon as he started like approaching me, he provoked me and we got into a fight. And we were fighting, and then he pulled out a gun and tried shooting me in the chest. So by a fucking split second, I was able to hit his arm and the gun, and it went off in my shoulder up here. And as soon as he had shot me, then I like grabbed the gun and I'm able to pry it away from him. And then a truck pulls down my road, and it's my neighbor's. So as soon as he sees the headlights, he fucking bolts and takes off the other way. And I'm bleeding profusely. Like, dude, I couldn't count to 2. And my entire left side of my body, from my shoulder all the way down to my sock with a blood trail behind me, is just drenched in blood. And I was like, well, this isn't good. So I tried flagging down my neighbor, like, hey, you know, send help, I just got shot. And they could see that I'm covered in blood. And they just, like, swerve so they don't run me over, pull into their driveway, look over, and I'm like, help, like, I've been shot, I really need help. And they just go inside and they're like, it's not my problem. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm in a bit of a pickle. So my phone was on the left side of my body. I remember this because I had to pull it out of my pocket, and it was touchscreen. So, as y'all know, if you get anything on your phone, then you try and activate the touchscreen, it won't work. Mm-hmm. So I had to lick my phone and rub it on the right side of my body to get all the blood off. And I finally called my mom. I'm like, hey, I need you to send help, like I just got shot. We had just moved to the place on Camino de Vesta in Ajo. I didn't know the address. So I was like, I really need help, I need an ambulance. And she was like, she knows I play a little too much. So she was like, Snow, that ain't even fucking funny. And goes to hang up on me. I'm like, Mom. She's like, oh shit. And she was like, probably 30 minutes away, north of where I was. And she was at a horseshoe tournament. She's like, we're leaving right now. So she stays on the phone with me, and she has my sister call 911 while they're blazing out to me. And as soon as I got shot, I felt the most dehydrated I had ever felt in my entire life. Like, I felt like if I didn't get water, I was going to die right there in that moment. So like an idiot again, I decided to walk up a 300-foot driveway on an incline to my house to use the hose to get some water. And as I'm walking up there, it's making my heart rate pump, so then it's making me bleed faster, and I start seeing, like, my vision starts to go, like, like turning black. I was like, well, this definitely isn't good now. So I lean up against the garage, and my mom was like, where are you? Like, the cops say that they're there. I could see the lights and hear the sirens off in the distance, but they weren't finding me. And I was like, dude, I'm in the driveway. Like, I'm here. She's like, they can't fucking find you. And I was like, well, you know, my vision started to go, it's starting to go black faster. I was like, well, I'm not sure that this is going to be very good. So I was like, you know, I love you. Let the girls know I love them. Whenever you get to see my son, tell him I love him too. And, you know, it's been real. And then a couple minutes after I'm saying my goodbyes, a cop runs up. And he's the motherfucker who saved me. Mm-hmm. He took me to his car. Because if you guys aren't familiar with how shooters and shit like that work, shooter situations, an ambulance doesn't come up on scene. The cops have to clear the area and make sure that the shooter isn't still there. So if you're in desperate need of medical attention, the cop will take you to the ambulance, and then they'll take you to the hospital. So while they were waiting, the cop took me down the road, and while he was waiting for the ambulance to get there, he put some quick clot in my shoulder, and he stopped the bleeding. Then they transported me to the hospital, and I was kicked out of the hospital within an hour because I didn't have insurance. Because the hospital said it is not their job to save my life, it's their job to stabilize me so that I don't die right then and there.
It's insane too, because you probably could have used a blood transfusion.
Dude, I was fucked. Like, I lost a lot of blood. Not enough to where I died, obviously, but I lost a lot of blood, dude. And it was all fucked up too, because as soon as I got there, they gave me a double shot of Dilaudid, which is basically synthetic heroin. So I'm just like laying there like, woo! And they're cutting all my clothes off. The cops confiscate my clothes because they're like, well, if we ever find the guy who fucking shot you, then we're going to need your clothes as evidence. And then the detectives came in and they were like, tell us who you're running with or else we're not going to look for him. Like, I ain't banging. And they were like, oh, okay, well, if you find anything out, you let us know. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't doing your job, Inspector Dickhead.
Isn't this your job to figure out who
right?
did it?
So the cops are cutting all the not the cops, the doctors are cutting all the clothes off of me, and it's a university hospital, so there's students in there, and there was some pretty ladies, and that was not the most flattering light to have me under. I was just like, I was high as fuck on Dilaudid, and I'm like, whew, it was like, It gets bigger, ladies.
You're such an idiot. You're like dying. High as fuck on the line, like, don't worry. Like, doesn't always look like this.
Yeah, man. And then I went home an hour after I got there, played some video games, and went to bed.
You're real good at getting immediately back to normal after shit because he had his wisdom teeth pulled out like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And he had his wisdom teeth pulled out in the morning, and I lived with his mom at the time, and I was taking a nap in my room. Went back whenever I woke up, like in the AM, like normal people do. And
Back before we were vampires?
yeah, back before I went full vampire. And I wake up to him standing over me, like jumping on my bed to wake me up, like, wake up, come hang out. I made chicken noodle soup. Come hang out with me. Come on. And I was like, the fuck, bro? Didn't you just get your wisdom teeth pulled? Like, what are you just, like, on ketamine?
Yeah. Like a cat. You know what I mean?
I was just like, you bounced back so fucking fast.
Yeah, bud. That was like the times I got stabbed, I didn't even go to the hospital. It was like, you know, you just fucking get back to it. Get on with it.
Get on with it. You're like, this is how we're living now.
Yeah. Had a very wild life. We all have, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have our own little version of wild and trials, tribulations.
Yep. My life started out wild and then got fairly tame until I met your stupid ass.
Yeah. Within the first couple months of meeting me, I almost got you shot. For no reason.
No reason at all.
Shit just finds me.
It does, and he told me that shit just finds him, and like I believed him because I believe shit when he says it. But I was like, really, does everything just find you? Is that really all it is? Yeah.
I'm fucking telling you,
all
bud.
it is. Shit just finds him.
I go out of my way to make sure shit doesn't find me, and it still is like, hey, you starting to do good? Let me give you one of those.
Like the time that we almost got shot at, you were walking, minding your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Dude pulls up and tries to get into a gunfight with you.
Yeah, for no reason.
No reason
Just
at all.
walking through the Walmart parking lot, he fucking stops and is like, what, pussy? Talking shit. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, you think you're the only one with a gun? I was like, who brought up a gun?
Who
like,
said anything about a
during
gun?
any of the... I wouldn't even say back and forth because I didn't say a word to him.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker's threatening to shoot me. I didn't look down at my shirt. I didn't reach for anything. I didn't make it seem like the wind wasn't blowing, so you didn't see me having a gun. Nothing. Just out of nowhere, unprovoked. He said, oh, you think you're the only one that has a gun, pussy? I'm like, I hope you keep driving, sir, because it is about to be a shootout.
There was a third person with us that was just like, okay.
Okay.
I believe John Mulaney said it best.
Yeah, it was ridiculous for no reason. So I tell this stupid ass, like, keep walking. Go. Get ahead of me and keep going, because if bullets start flying, she ain't going to be able to run them. I've been shot at... I got shot at 4 times before I finally got shot on the 4th. I got shot at the first time whenever I was 10 years old. I was in a drive-by at my ex-wife's house. There was this one dude in the neighborhood, this old guy, who pulled a gun on me and my friend whenever we were in the 6th grade. He was like in his 30s or 40s, and he just like pulled a gun on us because we said fuck you to him. We were just like, yeah, that's what you do to children. You flash guns at them.
Is that not what you're supposed to do when children say fuck you?
Yeah, so I think he had let it off like once we ran. I don't think he was shooting at us. I think he shot in the air. And then finally the 4th was whenever I caught a hot one, as they say. Yeah.
Insane. And
Shit,
that
man.
dude who, so like from the Walmart parking lot, had almost run us over
Mm-hmm.
walking back, because there's a Sonic right next to the shop, and we used to walk to Sonic almost every day and get drinks before work. And we were crossing the street, and this dude in a big yeehaw truck just
Them
came.
big old Texas trucks. We gotta make sure our trucks are lifted because our dicks are small.
The Texas flag on it.
You already know.
Yeah.
Shit fire.
Yeah, I know it was them. But bitch almost ran us over and then tried to
Get into a gunfight with us at Walmart.
gunfight.
Hours later.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, I legit didn't say 2 words to this guy.
He was, I think I was talking to the third person that was with us. And he was just looking forward, walking straight.
Trying to find my truck.
Absolutely insane.
Yep. But, you know, what are you gonna do?
We're fine.
Yeah?
Nothing
I've
happened.
gotten so used to shit, though. You know what I mean?
That was my first wild experience. I was just like,
Yeah, and then, so whenever I got into my car and I was driving away, he started to follow us. So I was like, well, this isn't going to be good. So,
I got dropped off at home, and I'm just like at my house panicking in my little camper where I was staying in. Panicking like this motherfucker's gonna kill him. Insert who you think is gonna kill him.
Wild times.
Wild fucking times.
You know what? Things are a whole lot better now. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Things are. I don't want to jinx it. So I'm gonna fucking knock on wood, but things are. 2021 has been our year so far.
It started out dope as fuck too.
Yeah. All in all, I'm so happy right now.
I am too.
Kids are healthy. Kids are great. Everybody's doing great. Channel's doing great. Business has been good. I'm just really happy. 91 subscribers as of recording this right now.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I can't even. If you would have told me 2 months ago that we'd have a channel that has 91 subs and we've got a TikTok that's got 200,000 plus views, I'd be like, you're a lying bitch.
You lying sack of shit.
But here it is, man. And it's
It is.
only going up. This is just
Yeah.
the beginning. I'm so fucking pumped. This is just the beginning.
It made me, us, really, really excited the other day because we had someone comment on one of our YouTube videos,
Episode 8.
episode 8, that they came to our YouTube channel from TikTok.
Yeah, and we were just like, holy shit.
Yeah, we were like, oh!
Yeah, that shit, it was a great feeling.
It was.
I'm so pumped. We're in the middle of we're just about finished up with that script.
Mhm.
We're gonna be starting that video. I'm so fucking excited.
I am too.
It's really stupid, but it's really funny.
It's gonna be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Than our other ones.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different style skit than
Yep.
what we normally do, but I'm fucking pumped.
The skits are so fun.
They really are. I like doing podcasts. I get to stay here and talk with you guys. I mean, you guys aren't really reciprocating, but I like being able to sit here and tell stories and give our thoughts on stuff. But the skits are really, really fun too, because we get to be like an exaggerated version of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, there are no rules really. We can be as ridiculous as we want because we're playing a character,
Yeah.
and that's so much fun. It's like on a much like preschool level acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the loosest sense of the word, and it's so much fun. I really, really enjoy it.
It's a lot of fun. One of the things I really enjoy about our skits is that we have loose bullet points of things that we want to go over, but 98% of it is improv.
Yep. Yeah. So if we fuck up a take, or if we didn't like the way we said something, we'll just keep recording it. So we'll have the same idea for each skit, but it's always going to be different. We can record the same thing 4 times, and you're going to get 4 different iterations of it.
Mm-hmm.
way that we'll say something, or we'll put in a different phrase, or we'll deliver it differently, and it's so much fun to see that process.
Yeah.
And then see it all like edited. Because the last video that we put up, New Assistant Part 2, we completely reshot the end portion of it, and whenever I edited it, we made sure we were wearing the same outfits and shit, so you would never know. Like, that was almost 2 weeks after we had shot it originally. And I just think it's cool that we can edit that shit together, and it's like, holy hell. Because we were just, like, we had finished filming, and while we were editing, I was showing you the video. You're like, I can't believe we just finished recording that, like, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and, like, whenever I went back and watched it, like, in its entirety, I was like, it's so weird that the first 75% of this video was filmed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we just got done filming the last 15% of it.
So whenever I'm thinking of stuff like that, I'll think of, like, movies and how insane that must feel to them if it took them 6 months to film it or a year to film it. How insane that must be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, oh yeah, that 5-second footage right there took a week to film, and we went through 120 takes. Because, like, sometimes I feel bad for you whenever I have to keep making you redo a line or something like that.
Yeah.
But then I just think about it, like, if we were in movies, this is what we'd be doing. I know that I'm not trying to compare what we do to movies, because that's fucking insane. But on a much, much smaller scale, like, barely registering on the scales, we're making videos, we're editing the videos, and we're putting it out.
Yeah. Along with that, like, movies take, years to film. And you don't stay looking exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, going back to our newest assistant video, in those 2 weeks that we, were editing and everything, I changed my hair color.
Yep, and it was very noticeable. So we had to find a way to hide her hair at the end so that you didn't see from blonde tips to blue tips. And I was telling her that on the day we were to reshoot, I was like, you kind of fucked us, bud. You completely dyed your hair different. But it's really cool to figure out, little tricks that we can do to kind of get away with it. Because I'm sure had we not said this on the video, I'm sure most people wouldn't have thought about, well, why is her hair tucked in right there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, she probably just put her jacket on and didn't pull her hair out.
Yeah, exactly.
But...
And then the original... yeah, you guys are the real ones who know what's up. In the original ending, her keys were jingling really loud because they were on her backpack. And it was real loud.
It was so loud.
And no matter how much I edited it, you needed to be able to hear us. And there's no way for me to edit word for word. I either have to edit the entire segment of the video and boost all the audio, or none of it.
Yeah.
So it was a real pain in the ass. I was like, fuck it, let's just reshoot that.
It would be easier, which I'm sure we'll be able to do eventually, but just isolate the sound of the keys.
Yeah. Once we get a PC and real cameras and real editing software, because so far, every single thing that you guys have seen, be it TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, has all been shot on her phone or my phone. And over the last month, it's all been my phone. And I've been editing it on 2 mobile apps.
This is all 100% of what you guys are seeing is all mobile.
Yeah, it's all mobile. We have no real editing software. I have like $90 into editing software between 2 mobile apps. And I have no training. I'm sure it's very apparent. And I'm sorry for the harsh edits and harsh cuts. I'm really trying to learn it as I'm going, and I'm putting everything I have into each video that goes out. I'm really trying. So bear with me, and thank you for your support so far.
Yeah.
Once we get real, like, I can't afford to buy a computer right now, or even a camera. I have a friend who might lend me one of her cameras for a little bit. But even then, I don't have a laptop to edit it on, and I don't have the money to buy the editing software we need for that. So I'm kind of waiting on her camera, because it would be nice to be able to use her camera, but I can't take her camera footage and run it through my mobile app
Yeah.
to edit it. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. Once I get a computer and I can buy some real editing software, things are going to change exponentially on the channel. But for the meantime, everything's been on mobile. It's been really cool though, learning it all.
It has. I have been pretty. I don't know the words I was looking for, but what I'm trying to say is, I've been very, not very, fuck. I've not been very involved in the editing process.
Yeah.
He does all of the editing.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun for me going from, like, filming, being us filming, and then a couple of days later, he's like, okay, I just finished editing, come over. And I'm like, oh, shit, you took those clips that we just filmed and turned it into that? That's dope!
Yeah. It's very rough, but it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun.
It's been so much fun.
Trying to figure out everything, like the intro to this video that you guys see with the countdown and the little clips from our past videos. Editing that was really fun. Trying to find the right music for that was cool. There's been like a whole process I've had because I have 2 editing apps and one of them is a little bit better than the other. So I'll put all the clips together on one, boost the audios, add a filter to it, export that, bring it into my other better editing app that was cheaper, coincidentally. And that's where I add any of the lettering that I need to in it. And it's been really cool to figure out the strengths of both of those apps and which one is better at which. Because like the first app that I used to put all the clips together is far superior. It's so much easier to put everything together on there and then edit the whole video in its entirety as one whole video versus little clips.
Yeah. Because at first we were just editing like each individual clip together.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a nightmare to remember. Like, oh yeah, I turned up the volume on this one by this much, and I gotta do it on this one, and then the brightness on this.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. So far, it's been pretty fucking cool. Been working good. Fingers crossed, she says.
But I'm really, really enjoying this process.
Yeah.
It's fun to see like our social media platforms growing, but it's also really fun making the content and putting it out there.
Yeah, for sure. I get so excited whenever we put something out to go check and see what the numbers are doing and what people are saying. The one thing that I have liked about TikTok a lot is you instantly hear back from what people like about it. And that's what I've been trying to encourage people on YouTube to do is let us know what you think about it. And, you know, every video I'll get maybe 1-2 comments. But, like on TikTok, on one of our videos, we have like 600 comments.
Yeah.
On another one, we got a lot. So it's really cool to get that feedback and get to interact with people because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I like to connect with people. And
at the end of the day, that's our goal, is to connect with people.
Yeah. Yep. I want to make people laugh and connect with them. It's what being a human's all about, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Miss sitting in the camper.
Please, that's so 2 years ago.
You ever miss your camper days?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
What about it?
I miss just it being mine. Like, this is mine. Don't have to worry about anything else. Like, I don't have to worry about anyone going into my room. I don't have to think, oh shit, is my room locked? Because there's a little 2-year-old that lives with me and likes to go in my stuff. I like the privacy of it. That's the only thing I liked about it, though. Because I was in a camper and I was alone all the time. But
yeah, it seemed depressing. I always felt bad dropping you off.
It was pretty depressing. Because I would go from being up here, hanging out with you, having a good time, to just alone in my camper.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It was I'm very big on like my privacy, and I like to be alone to myself with people. So that's why I like having a roommate now, because I can be alone doing my own thing whenever I want. But also, I know that there's someone else here. So like, if I want to go out and be like, hey, what's up? How was your day? I can.
Yeah.
But it was also not depressing. Just going and eating a can of soup.
Yeah. I'm definitely glad you're not in that scenario no more, because that ain't no way to live. You were basically like a prisoner with freedom.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were like a prisoner with unlimited furloughs. Like, you can leave whenever you want, but at the end of the day, you're coming back to a cell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A little. It was basically like one of those like pop-up campers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was just like a square camper, but if you wanted to have beds, you had to pop the sides out of it. So it was very small. I don't know, like the size of, like, if you go to like a house and it's like half a bathroom with no bathtub, that's like about the size of what I was living in for a year.
Yeah. It was a bummer.
It was. But I had all my Taylor Swift decorations up, so it was fun.
Yeah. So you liked having your privacy, and it was your own thing, and then you had like the worst thing happen, and you met this guy who tells you need to keep your room clean, and you gotta actually eat, and you gotta stop doing dumb stuff.
Real asshole.
Is it okay if I tell the story?
Yes, it's okay.
So when I met her, she was living in that camper. She had come to me to get a tattoo on her upper arm, and she had all these cuts there.
Oh, yeah.
So she used to sit there and cut the shit out of herself as if she was fighting with Wolverine. And then she would get 2 cans of microwavable tomato soup a day. And that's what she was eating. And then she would just sit in that camper all day, not eating, cutting, and all this other nonsense, keeping her room absolutely trashed. Like, she is a relaxed hoarder,
you don't
if
need
you
to
will.
go into detail on that part.
Well, you're not no more, right?
No,
So,
other than clothes.
Yeah, so I got her to start eating more. She actually eats like a regular human being.
Doing those things, motherfucker.
Yeah, she stopped cutting. She don't cut herself no more at all.
Been cut in like almost 2 years.
Fucking proud of you, bud. And now, after I seen her fucking room, I got her broke of that too. Because she would have like 30 Sonic cups in her room and food on her bed. And I don't mean like chips. I mean like a burrito you could kill somebody with. Because it's so hard.
Donuts. Okay?
Yeah. So, now she's doing a lot better. She's not doing that anymore. Proud of you.
What? Thank you.
Proud of you, buddy.
What? I think I've told you this once or twice before. But so, whenever I met him, I was working at a daycare. And I worked from 7 to 4:30 at a daycare. And then one day, at like 9 p.m., I was just like, you know what? I'm done with cutting. I want to get this tattoo to cover up the place where I used to cut so that I won't cut there no more. So I came and met this asshole, and he did the tattoo. And he was like, you're kind of cool. If you want to come kick it, like, you're more than welcome to. The biggest mistake
Worst
ever
mistake
made.
of my life. Because after that, she was like, oh, okay, all rude. Like, she's actually going to take me up on that offer. And haven't been able to get rid of her since.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So, my life, like, got exponentially more fun because I was no longer going home at 4:30 and sitting alone in my camper until I fell asleep at, like, midnight to wake up and do it all over again. I would be super excited to be done with work because then I would go home, get ready, and then come hang out here until however long, because your boy didn't have a car for a really long time, so he was my ride home. And I immediately was so much more excited, because before I'd be like, man, I kind of don't want to leave work. Like, these kids are kind of annoying, but also it's more fun than just sitting by myself in a camper.
Right.
And then I met you and the shop people, the family up here.
The shop people. Shop people assemble.
And it just started having a whole lot more fun.
Yeah. That's what life's about, man.
Yeah. And you were just living your best life until I came into the picture.
And it's just been a fucking train wreck since, man.
And what I recently found out, you guys, is that the night that I called to get the tattoo, you almost didn't do my tattoo.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna blow that one off.
It was just some stupid white girl tattoo.
Yeah, he was like, I just want a dream catcher. I'm like, yay, I love that.
And then I remember, like at the last second, I was like, wait a minute, can you add something to it? Because I wanted you to add the little beads in there. And you kind of looked at me like, okay.
Yep.
Because you had just got done drawing.
Yeah. Now that you hang out with me, you see how annoying that
Yeah.
was. Like, tell me ahead of time before I have to draw up your whole ass tattoo.
Luckily, it wasn't like a big change to the whole thing. It was just adding a couple little beads in there.
Yeah.
And not like, hey, actually, I know I said I wanted a dream catcher, but what I really want
As
is
a fucking wolf.
a wolf. I like the way that it looks, but can we just add like some teeth and ears, maybe some fur?
In a future installment, I was planning on... There's this series that the YouTube channel Wired does, where, let's say, they want to do a segment on the Secret Service. So they will have a former Secret Service person go on, and they will break down all the things in movies and television that's wrong with how the Secret Service is portrayed. So, being a tattoo artist, I've seen things in movies and TV shows that is all fucking wrong.
All wrong.
So I plan on doing a segment like that where I break down to you guys why this doesn't work in television and why it's wrong. But if it's not something you guys want to watch, let me know. I also plan on one of these podcasts kind of going over a lot of the biggest pet peeves that us tattoo artists have with y'all, the general public. Because there's a lot of things that you may not think is like a big deal, but to us it is. Or there's things that you guys think is a huge deal, but we're like, no, it's not. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So we can clear up some common misconceptions, myths, let you know what we do like, what we don't like, stuff like that. You just let me know. If that's something you guys want to see,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to dive into it. Because I've noticed on these podcasts, I haven't really gone deep into what it is we do.
Yeah.
And what it is I do. I have 15 years of experience in tattooing. I know it doesn't look like it because I look like I'm 12. But I started professionally tattooing at the age of 14. I grew up in a tattoo shop since I was 2 years old. My uncle did it for 53 years before he died. And I always wanted to be a tattoo artist. I grew up in his shop. And I remember meeting artists. There would be artists at guest spot from Sweden, Germany, all over the United States. And I'd be hanging out with them and picking their brain on stuff whenever I was, 9, 10 years old. They'd be asking me, what do you want to do whenever you're older? And I'd be like, tattoo artist. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, kid. Because, every kid will tell you, if you're talking to somebody, they're a doctor. They're like, oh, do you want to be a doctor? But I fucking made that happen. My mom and me made it happen. And I'm very happy for it. So I do have experience, been doing this for a while, and I realized on these podcasts I never really go into what it is I do.
Yep. It's very different for me because my parents are not, like my dad has one tattoo. Other than that, my parents aren't really big on the whole tattoos.
Her mom wanted her to become a fucking nun.
Yeah.
She wanted her to join a convent, and now she's a sinner hanging out in a tattoo shop making YouTube and TikToks.
I know.
Making YouTube? Like making whoopee?
Hey guy, welcome to YouTube, the platform that he created.
So stupid.
I wanted to be a forensic scientist from the time that I was probably like 7 or 8 years old up until I was 18.
Whenever you realize it's like a really hands-on job, and like in that field, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on.
I wouldn't. There's a lot of fields. Like I couldn't be a stripper because I don't have the legs. I
feel like you could be a stripper. I feel like you'd make a lot of money at like bachelorette or bachelor parties. They'd be like, we're gonna prank Tony.
People are just hiring me as a prank. Thanks.
She's like,
You
yo.
make a really good stripper because people want to use you as a joke.
Like, hey, fool, she takes her leg off and uses it as a pole.
I show up. Where's your pole? Hold on, let me pop these bad boys off, put them together. Here we go.
Fasten your seatbelts because it's gonna get wild. Just. That should be so funny.
So
yeah.
if any of you out there know how to make prosthetics, hit me up.
We're gonna make it work.
Like, I don't make it work.
Yeah, so your mom wanted you to fucking join a convent and become a nun.
Yeah. Which I think, knowing me and my personality now, is hilarious because I'm not that.
Yeah, not at all.
Not even a little bit.
You're a little bit of a sinner.
I'm a little bit of a mess.
You don't gotta tell me. I'm gonna grab a soda really quick. You want anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
No problem.
But I realized whenever I was 17, I took a forensic science class in high school, and I had taken 3 law enforcement classes because they were like the prerequisite classes to the forensic science class, and I got into forensics finally my senior year of high school, and promptly realized that this is not for me because there's way too much math, and you always sucks at math, like a lot. So then I decided that I wanted to be a special needs teacher because I worked with the special needs kids at my high school, and realized that I can kind of connect with people with special needs because I know what it's like to have people treat you different, and so like I don't treat anybody any different, handicapped or not, except for you. Have you seen your jellyfish?
The joke there is, we think my mom thinks I'm retarded because I was looking up where to get those jellyfish, and they're really popular for people with like autism. So I might be like, I might have a little skosh of autism.
Oh gosh.
Little dollop.
Dollop will do you. So then I went to school for education for not even a whole year, came back home, became a teacher at a daycare, and then met this asshole, and his whole family kind of took me in to the shop and were like, hello, you're now shop pet.
Okay. We did teach her how to tattoo as a joke.
Yeah.
Because we used to be like, oh, we'll teach her how to tattoo.
Like, she'll be on Friday the 13th.
And then she was like, no, like, for real, teach me how to tattoo. So we taught Vieja over here how to tattoo.
Yep.
And now we're trying to get her the confidence that she needs to really pursue it and keep it going.
She doesn't have a whole lot of confidence.
Yep. That's your origin story into the tattoo world, huh?
Yep. My 5-year-long origin story. But I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I mean,
that my life has changed wildly since all that.
so my family does, though, man.
Yeah.
We like to try and help people out in any way we can.
You have a very open, welcoming family.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going through a hard time, we're there.
Yep. Don't ever doubt that.
Let's see, we're at 44 and there's 15, so we're almost there, bud. We've been trying to keep them at about an hour because we've noticed people have a hard time getting through a full podcast if it's an hour, let alone, an hour and a half, anything like that. So
those are the videos I thrive off of.
yeah, oh yeah. I love long videos because I get so much shit done whenever I'm doing it. I'll take a shower and listen to a podcast. I'll be cooking and listen to a podcast. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people, I'm thankful to TikTok because it's gotten a lot of people here, but apps like that and Vine have really killed our culture. Mm-hmm. Just like society, I guess you could say.
No one has an attention span anymore.
No, we're all so used to instant gratification and 1 minute max videos. Excuse me. So I feel like everybody now is just like a crack baby. everybody's like, I can't pay attention to shit. If it's too long, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bummer.
If it's something like say we're looking up how to edit something a certain way for a video, then I want the video short as fuck, so I know like get to the point. Tell me how to do it. But if I'm not trying to like learn something in that aspect, then I like longer videos because I just want to sit here and listen to what you have to say.
I'm the opposite, bud. I love long videos, even if it's informational. Like, whenever I'm learning how to paint, I try and find the longest ones possible so I can really soak up game and listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I meant, like that's something that, how do I word this? I don't know. If, like, it's something that we need to know right then for, like, what we're doing right then.
Yeah.
It needs to be fast. But, like, I really enjoy, like, true crime videos. So I'm going to sit and watch every video I can find, no matter how long, about that one crime. Because I just want to know everything there is to know about it. But if I'm trying to learn how to, like, if I'm trying to learn how to do a fishtail blade, don't give me an hour-long story behind how you learn how to do a fishtail blade. No, just tell me how to do the blade.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, to our newest followers and to our existing fan base, thank you guys so much for staying along with us. I know I say it in every video, but we got lots of good stuff coming in the future. If it takes us a couple days to put out a video, I'm sorry. It's purely because I'm trying to edit the best video I can get out to you guys. We've been recording constantly. Mm-hmm. We've been really working hard at this. So thank you guys for sticking around. I really enjoy y'all's company. I like to read all you guys' comments.
Yeah. Comments is fun.
Yeah. If you guys aren't on TikTok, or if you are and you're just not following us, check us out. It's at Joke Castle on TikTok. Mm-hmm. We try and put out a video every 2 days on there or so. Yeah. So we're always putting up something somewhere. We're going to start doing some exclusive content for Instagram to get our Instagram more popular. That way, Instagram is what we want to be able to release stuff on. Like, hey, we're going to be putting some up on YouTube. Stay tuned. And then we'll drop it on here. So we're trying to get a bigger audience on Instagram so that we can have that happen. Because so far we're not able to put shorts on YouTube to let people know, hey, new video coming out tonight.
Yeah, you have to have like a certain subscriber count to do that stuff.
Yeah, so we're trying to get that on Instagram. So we're going to be doing probably a little video segment every day on Instagram. It'll probably be like a minute max. Mm-hmm. Just a little short, funny thing that we do. We got lots of big plans for the future. There's something really big that we just did tonight.
Yep.
I'm so fucking excited about it. I can't talk about it until we get the paperwork.
Yeah.
Because everybody so far that watches our stuff fucks with us, and they're very supportive. But I don't want to take the chance of saying something and have something go wrong.
Yep.
But within the next 30 days, I will be showing you guys something that we're very excited about.
So excited.
So stay tuned, you guys. We love you.
Love you a whole lot.
Hasta la pasta!
Hasta la pasta!
See y'all soon.